Hey guys, welcome to another one of our reviews. I'm the Worm, this is the Proton. Today we're going to be reviewing another product we did receive free of charge, but this will not affect our review in any kind of way, shape or form. We're in a true and honest review as always.
Indeed.
Today we're doing a review on a product we received from JacVapour.com.
It is called
the Crystal Mini Vgo2 Manual 400 mAh Starter Kit.
No, it's called. That's what it's called.
It's got it's black. It's got a little clear sticker on there that says black. This is the black version. You can also get this in red and stainless at the moment. We're not sure if they're doing more, but the drop-down menu says red, black, and stainless. So
we've got the black one, which is cool because it's the one we've chosen anyway. Thank you to the guys at JacVapour for sending this down. Just believe it was Andy. I really hope that's right because that was off the top of my head. Sorry, Andy. Should be Andy.
Right, yeah. I've lost where
Serious
I was.
face.
Yeah, it comes in a nice little presentable case like this. This is the first time we've opened it. Oh no, I did open it to charge the batteries just in case. But I put it all back in as it comes out. But you got a little sleeve there. You got a little clear case like that. You got two tips there because the tip isn't on the top of your crystal tank over here. Just
to make it easier to get into that nice small box on the motor. Sorry guys, price for this is $39.99. For that you get two crystal tanks. They hold 1.6 ml of juice. We'll get onto those in a second. Two Vgo2 400 mAh batteries, manual switch. You can get this in auto as well though guys. Instruction manual, USB charger, a lanyard. You'll be able to carry it around your neck, which is cool.
Yeah, the lanyard is there. Your other battery is on the other side, all the way over there. This second crystal is up there, and that's your charger there. It doesn't come with a USB plug. You have to buy that separately, but this will plug straight into a computer.
Any USB charger, and the plug is only about £2.50, £2.79, I think it is the exact price. Extra on top, which is a pretty good price because they're about £5 when you buy them from sort of random people and random shops that you round about town. Anyway, what we're going to do with this? So we're going straight into setting this bad boy up.
Yeah, I think
have a little chin wag about it.
With the top on it. It is very small.
I mean, it's hard to get. This is the Vamo in miniature mode. The battery is redonkulous. Have you got something must have got a 30 ml bottle? 30 ml bottle.
That's a 1,100 mAh. That's the 400. I mean, it is tiny.
Have you got a 30 ml bottle?
Yeah.
Just most people have got 30 ml bottles. This is just best way to gauge the size of this. It is incredibly small. It's very good. They describe it as a cigar sized, and I definitely agree that is. Well, I've had bigger cigars than that, if I'm honest with you, quite happily.
But they are 400 mAh, so technology is obviously coming along because that is tiny.
It's proper small.
Very tiny.
Very small. It's actually really cool because this way you kind of get all the advantage of your sort of micro like PCC kind of thing, but you don't need the PCC, and you've got a lanyard. 400 mAh around your neck.
So I get the lanyard out as well.
You're going to get the lanyard out.
Let's get the lanyard out.
I'll go over a couple of quick tips with you guys. We should point out that these are 808 threaded and now not 510. It is actually our first 808 stuff. All of JacVapour stuff from what we can gather is 808.
We assume, because this says Vgo2, we assume the V stands for 808 because the E goes generally your 510. So that's just how we're taking it at the moment.
Whether that's right or not, we haven't got a clue. You know how we work, guys.
I should show you this. It's got like a little slit at the front. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that there. Little slit that slips over your fire button, and then you screw your device on.
These little crystal tanks are Ego threaded. They're not obviously 510 threaded because there's no 510 there. It's an 808. But I've got to say that is a nice looking little bit of kit. Yeah, so there you go. Look at that, as it's intended.
And just use it.
Now we haven't, like I said, haven't actually used and abused these. We haven't used these batteries, and we probably will do a little follow up, just a very quick, letting you know the long and short of it. But in our experience, 400 mAh, realistically, it's going to be very dependent on how you use this. If you use this, sit indoors and do nothing but this all the time, 400 mAh, I would say on a 2.4 ohm ATI. Is going to probably last you about 3 to 4 hours
at most.
If you use this like a cigarette, this 400 mAh realistically probably do you all day.
It would. Do you
all day. If not, you've got another one in there to do you anyway.
And they are tiny. You can fit this probably even in your wallet.
Even now, though, I'm not being funny. The amount I vape, and I do vape hard. Them to 800 mAh with that kind of tank on top of it would last me easily a day out and about. Yeah. Without question. So very, very good. And the fact that they're 400 mAh, they're incredibly quick to charge, which is obviously very good as well.
What juice should we put in this? It's got to be something we use a lot, isn't it? So we can give you a good gauge. Shall we go with the orange and mango?
We're going to put orange and mango in it. JacVapour's Andy JacVapour was kind enough to send us down a load of juices as well. We're going to review those separately.
Just want to point this out, if you are using clearomisers a lot, these are short wick clearomisers, so you will be rolling the body a little bit. But
this is non-replacement head system. Okay, okay, these are called the crystal tanks. Effectively, what we know these as are CE4 version 1s.
Yes.
Okay, or C5 version 1s if it's a replacement head system. Basically, they're short wicked, so you are going to have to make sure that wick is saturated. But given that it's going to be on a lanyard, that wick's probably your battery will probably sit this way anyway, or clearomize it down. So it's I'd imagine it'd be okay. Personally, I prefer the long wick ones. I'm not going to lie, but these are going to work just fine. They recommend on the site that these are sort of 10 fills. Refill around 10 times each, so 20 fills realistically is what I recommend. I do want to say, in our personal experience, if you use these for a week and take them, stick them in vodka for a night, let them air dry, you'll probably get a good 40 fills out of these. You just have to do a little bit of work to get it, but it's going to save you some money in the long run. Once just filled that, you screw your drip tip straight in, and we're ready to go straight away. With using this device, it's always going to take a couple of prime puffs. The first few puffs are going to be a lot weaker in terms of flavour and vapour, just purely because you've got to get that juice through to that wick, get that wick and coil set up and bedded in, which can take a while.
I think that's ready to go, guys. There isn't a lot of wick there to actually saturate, so it's ready to go. But I mean, this actually is very evenly balanced on this 400 mAh battery, so the lanyard actually works perfect, because if that's sitting like that and your wicks and your juices falling around, it's going to be touching those wicks at all times when you've just got it down there. Unless you're running really low on juice, you're not going to have a problem with wicking on this, I don't think. But
yeah,
it's really good. It really is. It's
let's have a little go.
For a little battery clearomizer starter kit. It's banging. It really is. I mean, this is what we tend to recommend anyway.
That's pretty good.
Some sort of Vgo battery and a crystal / CE4
C5.
So
we actually started on a similar setup to this. We started on a pass-through battery, and it was 510. It was a CE5. But as a new starter, we still now order these for people that we sort of get off of smoking, because this is a beautifully simple setup. You get a lanyard with this 800 mAh capacity if you cross both of the batteries, and you've got 2 tanks. So you can have 2 batteries running 2 flavours. The lanyards you can buy separate. I think they're $3.99.
Something like that, yeah.
So you could, if you wanted to, buy a separate one and wear 2. Personally, I would have a little tin and just carry the extras around with me,
yeah,
and a bottle of juice.
To be honest, that sort of size, like I say, like,
it's perfect for coming off fags, because you don't. This is in mini mode as well. You don't really want to be carrying something, and it's the girth that you know it's more than anything. This is heavy. All right, I quite happy carrying this, but when you're getting off cigarettes, you look at that and think, no. Okay, so this is actually.
But again, for $39.99, you're getting 2 batteries, 2 crystal minis, plus you're getting a lanyard, plus you're getting your charger. I mean, you'd pay a lot more buying it separately. You would. So I mean, it's very good value for money. I mean, like we say, it's what we tend to recommend to friends and people we know to start on.
This kind of setup, definitely, yeah, most definitely. And as a new smoker, I mean, it depends what kind of juice strength you're using. But this tank, when I first started off with the cigarettes, I was using a 36 mg strength. That tank full would do me from first thing in the morning until about early evening. That one tank full. Okay. Now, when you get into it heavily, if you do get into it heavily, like we do, obviously we make videos on YouTube, we can rip through these tanks fairly quickly. But this is no longer something we do instead of, or as to stop us smoking. Sorry, it is something we do instead of, and we do it a lot more than we ever smoked. So bear that in mind, guys.
But yeah, I mean, the fact you can get this in different colours as well, it's gonna, like, whether you're male, female, you can get whatever colour preference you want. Yeah, I mean, like, the 510 and 808 war is not really kind of anything really, because it's just whatever you want to buy. If you've got a lot of 808 batteries, you're probably going to buy 808 connection stuff. And JacVapour is where you want to go for your 808s. We've talked to one of our subscribers, which one? Mind Rover, isn't it? Mind Rover. He started on all his 808s. He's got loads of stuff on JacVapour, and he lives Switzerland, yeah. And his delivery time all the way to Switzerland is like 2-3 days.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is a Scottish-based company. So that sort of delivery time, that distance, amazing delivery service from this company so far. I mean, we got the email and it was there the next day.
Yeah. I do want to quickly touch on issues with 510 over 808, and the main issue isn't with the products themselves generally, it's the knockoffs of the products themselves. Okay, so with 510s you can buy a kit that costs 30 quid and you see the kit looks exactly the same for a tenner. Alright, now the reason is there's a definite quality difference. This does feel very, very well made. It's very, very nice on the hands. The rubberized finish, I know guys, if you haven't used this stuff yet, this stuff will seem trivial to you, but it does make a difference in the long run when you're using this all the time.
Yes.
Having a nicely finished device, something that screws together really well, the airflow is just right for this device. I prefer a looser draw, but then I'm using a lot more advanced gear than this typically. But the airflow is just right, sort of replicant of a cigarette. It's a very nice bit of kit. The lanyard I think is really cool. When we first started, we kind of looked at lanyards and thought, I don't really want a lanyard, but it is actually quite, for something this size, it makes a lot of sense. This, I think, even now, would be perfect on a night out, or if you were going to a festival or something like that, because you'd wear it around your neck, you wouldn't have to worry about falling out your pockets or breaking or whatever else, and you could just, a few toots whenever you fancied it, drop it and it's still there. So it's actually very, very good.
You're not going to lose it, basically. I mean, that's probably, when you get onto like other devices, like the weight goes up and trying to actually like cut this around everywhere you go. I mean, we personally take around like juice bottles and everything these days, but we've accommodated to that and bought man bags. But
basically, yeah,
that's where we had to go. But like for this, you're not going to need any of that. This is like perfect way to start and get into the actual vaping scene. I mean, or just to get off the cigarettes, because this is cheap. And it works.
I mean, we start. This is how we started. We literally had a kit, basically exactly the same as this, but it was 510, and we picked it up the day it was delivered, started using it, and haven't touched a cigarette since.
I want to say the flavour's coming off this.
It's really actually very good. Yeah, it's a very good flavour. It's better than. I want to say it's better than the CE4s. We did do a review on the CE4, which is the 510 equivalent of this, but it was the longer width one.
This does seem to be doing.
The flavour does seem to be punching quite nicely on that, which is obviously a very good point. Now, guys, if you were going to use these as they're sold, 10 fills, blah blah blah, refill it, chuck it away. They're not overly expensive to buy. It is the cost of that little atomizer, clearomizer, and the juice is never going to touch what it would on cigarettes. It just isn't, because if you're a light smoker, you're not going to use it even as much. That probably last you a month each.
No.
If you're a heavy smoker, you're spending 10, 20 quid a day anyway. It's going to cost you less than that a week.
And you get 2 of these with the kit anyway, so
it's very good. It's actually very, very nicely presented kit. This
it's quite compact. Like the way they get it all in here is just superb. The packing of it is amazing. It's got this nice foam, and to be fair, once you take all this out, you've then got a spare box for all your little bits and bobs.
And atty heads, or if you was using a replacement system, atty heads,
but,
and whatever else.
Did we mention this one?
You can do. Yeah, go on.
You can buy this from JacVapour as well. This is the replica of the C5 replaceable.
Crystal mini.
But it's a crystal mini replaceable,
something like that.
808 connection, which you can also get from JacVapour's, sold on their own. And this is what we recommend.
You can get this in a kit, and it is. I'm going to open it. You can get this in a kit, and I believe it's $11.99. It comes with 3 atomizer heads. Effectively, what this is exactly the same thing. The top comes out the same, but you unscrew the body there, and you've got your longer wicks, so you won't have as many wicking issues. You won't have to sort of go out and keep it wet as much. And these atomizer heads unscrew there, and then after a week or two, you just replace them. They're a couple of quid each.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not expensive. You can manually rewick these yourself. We've got a video showing you how to do that. Or you can just throw them away. Or you can put them in vodka after a week, overnight, let them air dry, and work 2 on rotation, doing that once a week, and you can probably make this last you about a month. So it's a little bit more maintenance than that, but it will work out financially beneficial in the long term. So something to bear in mind, definitely.
But this is a good way to start, but you can move straight onto them.
You'll be used, by the time you get to this, you'll be used to filling that, and this process is exactly the same. The only difference is you just unscrew the bottom to replace your atomizer head. That is the only distinguishable difference between the two. Using exactly the same way, and it will perform as well, which is obviously very, very good. The price of this can't really be matched by many places for the quality you're getting. You will see kits, and they may be slightly cheaper, but we've had and used those kits. The quality isn't there a lot of the time, so that's obviously worth bearing in mind. And when it comes to this, it is always worth spending that little bit more to start with to benefit you in the long term, because otherwise you're not spending the extra money anyway, and you're actually out of pocket. So that's kind of where we sit on it. We do have a 5-point hit list we tend to put devices through.
Is that right about that price?
No, go into it. Sorry guys, we're just having a look through the website.
I just want to get you the price of this
but
thing.
It is, okay, as is, now that there is going to cost you £5.99. That there, and it comes with your one atomizer head, and your atomizer heads are £1.99. Okay, and you can change, you can get different colour bodies, you can get different colour tips.
I do want to point out that the 510 versions of these, the replaceable atomizer heads, are £250.
Yes.
These are £199.
Yeah. The actual cost of the unit itself is the same price though, isn't it?
Yes, the cost of the unit same price, but your replacement of your heads, 50p cheaper. You wear that over the long run, 50p knocks up, you're eventually getting a free 8 head, if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, even
good
if
value
you
for money
use
again.
disposable the atomizer heads, they're going to cost you £1.99 a week.
Yeah.
£1.99 a week. That's ridiculously cheap. A bottle of juice a week, you're less than 20 quid a week. No worry about that.
Yeah.
Which is fantastically good price. If you're a smoker, you know how much it costs. We don't need to sit here and patronise you by telling you so. And even if you are using rolling tobacco and it's costing you about 10 to 20 quid a week, so financially it may be around the same, the health benefits are obviously a massive factor you should consider, because it isn't a chore.
Just want to point out quickly, guys, because obviously you are starting on this. This is the replaceable system. This is the non-replaceable system. It's only slightly bit taller, so it's not going to outbalance that on the lanyard at all. So
no, definitely not. So yeah, what I was saying, we do have a 5-point hit list. We are going to run through that. This isn't sort of an unboxing, if you like, as well as a general sort of how-to and what we generally think of it. Our 5-point hit list sort of covers what we class as the necessities when it comes to vaping. And for us, the first one is looks, how it looks. Okay, do you want to hold that up for us? For me, for looks, that is getting, usually this kind of setup would get about an 8, but I'm going to give that a 9, 9.5, just because that battery is so small, it makes it more usable for a lot of people. For
it's
me,
what people go into a stealth vape. It's basically you can hold it in your hand and nobody can really see it. So it's like a stealth vape. You can hide it, sort of thing. It's
that, but it's nice. I mean, you never want to take this big and then a battery like that. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to imitate a cigarette. So that is basically perfect. It is cigar size. So for me, it looks it's getting a 9.
I think generally when you get the bigger batteries, the looks do drop just slightly because it is not looking like a cigarette no more. But this is so dinky. It's just it's got to be a 9.
It's very cute. It's got a bit of charm about it.
It has got its own little charm, which is it gives it a 9. So it's a very good looking crystal clearomizer set.
Sorry guys, I've just pointed out, I've just realised, we didn't even point out how you need to turn these batteries on. These batteries are 5 clicks. You push it in 5 times, do you? Can you?
Yes.
Push it in 5. I'm so sorry. Push it in 5 times.
It's got to be quite quick succession.
5 click, yeah, you've got a little rhythm to it. And then push 5 clicks again, and the battery come back on again. The blue light indicates when you are firing. And I've just again realised that if you are a complete novice to this, you do need to push that button there. It lights up blue every time you want to take a puff.
Unless you're buying the auto ones, then you can just pull and it will activate the battery.
We should point out as well, again, if you're new, this won't mean too much to you, but if you are a bit more experienced, this may do. If you get the auto ones and all of the 510 standard batteries run on 3.7 volts, your volts combined with the resistance of the atomizer head gives you total wattage, which dictates your output. All right, that sounds a bit complicated. You'll get what we mean if you try it. The auto ones run at 3.7. The manual ones actually run at 4.2 volts. For us, that's a very good thing.
Yes, it's very good.
You can run a 2.4 to 2.8 atomizer head quite happily, but your battery life has increased and your vaping experience isn't really changed. I prefer 2.4 atomizer heads in this setup, and that battery makes those even better.
Yes, that's probably why we're getting the better flavour off it.
May well be. So that's a good point. Actually, we should point that out, that these are 4.2 volts and not 3.7, unless you get the auto kit, in which case they are 3.7.
But that is a big thumbs up on that.
Most definitely. So we've done looks. Usability is our next point on the hit list. You'll go first or shall I?
From this kit, it is very, very simple. Literally, you get the kit, you charge the battery, you put your juice in, screw your top on, you are vaping. There is no more to that gift, this little set you get. So 10. It really, usability is a 10.
I'm going to agree with him totally. To be honest with you, it's literally a case of you unscrew. This comes unscrewed. You screw it on. You unscrew your top. It won't even be on with it if you just got it. You pour your juice down the side, avoiding the metal tube sticking out of the silicone, up to the line where it says 1.6. You then screw your top back on, push your button, and you're vaping. It doesn't get any easier. It literally, this is as easy as vaping gets.
Yes.
Okay. Unless you get like a pre-filled cartomizer, it doesn't get any easier. When you're using your own juice, this is the easiest way you can do it. So for that and that alone, it's a 10. It may seem a bit daunting if you're looking at this and you just quit the cigarettes or think of quitting the cigarettes. Trust me, you do it once, it's like riding a bike. You know what to do from there. You find your own way, but that is as simple as it is 10.
Maintenance. Maintenance on these things, I mean, it is a throwaway device. It really is. So if you are using it as a throwaway device, you literally fill it up until it stops working, empty it out, throw it away.
Not the battery.
10. Not the battery, obviously, just the
Clearomizer.
Yeah, clearomizer on top, the crystal clear. If you're going to clean it out, you literally dump it in some vodka overnight, let it dry for a night. You can use it again. Still a 9.8. It is so close to like. So it's little maintenance. You literally got to dump it in the vodka, then next day dump it on the windowsill or wherever you want to put it out of the way of obviously children and that, and you're ready to go again.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Treating these as it's supposed to be, you fill it up about 10 times and you chuck it away. Wicked. It is as easy as vaping can be. Again, it is a 10. If you are going to use the replacement head system, now and again you need to give your device a little rinse through. You've got to change atomizer heads, which obviously it needs to be emptied for you to be able to do. It's a little bit more maintenance, but this, as it is, again, doesn't get any more simple to maintain. These kits are specifically put together to make it easy for you, and that's exactly what they do.
They are called starting kits for a reason. But don't perceive it as like they think you're idiots, and I think this is just literally to get you going. You will eventually branch out and get more, or you will just use this to give up the fags.
And then quit everything altogether. So, very good. Flavour and vapour.
Right. The flavour and vapour of these, I mean, we've done like previous ones with like the C4s for the 510s and that, and this is definitely better. I think mainly due to the 4.2 battery on there, but that's what the kit comes with. So flavour and vapour of this, it's like a 9.
Yeah.
It really is for what you're getting.
For what it is as well.
It's a 9. It really is. It is so good to get. It will get you off the fags. Trust me, this is what got him off the fags. Got me off the fags.
We were 40 a day smokers as well.
He was more like.
At times I could go 60. If I was drinking, I could easily whack 60 fags in my mouth.
Yeah.
So
we were heavy smokers, and they were roll-ups. Bear in mind, so they were stronger than your average cigarette. So just this got us off the fags, and it really did help us. We feel much better.
There was no with this. There was no willpower required. Basically, I just picked this up and away I was, and I haven't looked back since. So wicked stuff. So what's your mark? Did you do flavour and vapour?
Yeah, 9.
9 for both. For what it is, I'm going to agree. The 4.2 battery is making a difference. It is definitely making a difference. If you've got the automatic one, you will be running 3.7. I'd maybe recommend going for the lowest resistance head you can get, which is usually 1.8. I'm looking at them here. It's 2.4. 1.8 will run at 2.4, no problem. Sorry, 3.7 will run at 2.4, no problem whatsoever. Just with this, it will be slightly more improved. The difference between the manual and auto, guys, is that button that you have to push to take a toke. On the auto ones, you don't have to. You can just use it like a cigarette and puff away. It'll usually have a little light along the bottom that lights up every time you take a puff. Personally, and this is just personally, pushing that button isn't a hard thing to do. It becomes second nature incredibly quickly, and for the benefit of that extra 0.5 of a volt, I would definitely get the manual kit.
Yes. Just
how I would do it. But the auto kit is even easier still, realistically.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So take that into account. What you
prefer.
But flavour for this, for what it is a 9. Vapour is quite nice and thick. It's not too bad for what it is a 9. If you
just bear in mind, guys, it's going to depend on your juices. If you are new to vaping, you can get certain juices that are basically more VG and PG, which are your dilutants. The VG based ones are going to give you more vapour, like more clouds of vapour. The PG ones are going to give you slightly less. It's not going to be
dramatic,
but
it will be noticeable.
It will be noticeable to you.
It's not so much in visual, but it's in feel.
Yeah.
Whilst we're touching on this, guys, we're talking about VG and PG, which are part of your e-liquids. And if you are new to this, you'll not have a clue what we're talking about. The higher your nicotine strength goes, let's make it easy. The higher nicotine strength goes, the more this is going to hit your throat. Some people love the throat hit, others not so much. Personally, I like it to replicate smoking. I found a 12 milligram strength, 6 milligram strength kind of does that. But if you're just coming off the cigarettes, I recommend higher, just to knock you down, and then after your first bottle you can drop down and you won't even notice it, I promise you.
Yeah.
Just bear that in mind. Yeah, for what it is, 9's flavour and vapour. It is better than the 510 equivalents. There's no two ways about that.
It is.
Mainly because of that battery.
But like we say, this is what you're going to get with the kit. So
compared to stuff like this, it's not. It's sort of 6.7s, but then the best clearomisers are 6.7s compared to this kind of device. So you've just got to bear that in mind. It's a hell of a lot more expensive. This mod alone is worth more than twice that this kit is. So it's money. It's just how it is. Overall, is our next on the hit list. Just that everything,
as a starter
price, kit, usability, everything.
Yeah, as a starter kit for its price, for what you're getting, it's got to be a 9.5. It really has to get you off the fags. This is going to work. This is going to get you off those fags. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. You're not going to smell of fags. You're going to be tasting things. It's a 9.5. It really is.
Yeah, I think 9.5 is fair. For $39.99.
I think what's giving that 0.5 is the fact you get a lanyard. You don't get this from any other kit. This 0.5, this is just cool.
Really happy with it. Yeah, I think 9.5 is actually really fair. $39.99. Now a lot of people go, well, that's a lot more expensive than a pack of fags. True, but you're gonna have to buy 1 or 2 packs of fags a day. This and a bottle of juice or a couple of bottles of juice will do you a month. Okay, so bear that in mind. All right, you really have got to bear that in mind. The initial outlay, trust me, very, very quickly becomes financially beneficial. Yeah, it's got to be 9.5 as a starter kit. It is a very easy, a very, very well constructed, looking, feeling piece of kit, and it does work. So that is as simple as it is. Our overalls for this are high. We do recommend this kit. It is nice. We still try and get people to quit smoking all the time, and we recommend a very similar setup to this anyway.
And don't forget, if you do move on to your replaceables, the only difference you're getting is a slight grip bit on this bottom to obviously take your device apart. So again, I think that even the overall values are going to be the same. They're basically exactly the same device with a longer wick.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah,
it is a very, very good start kit. Recommend it. If you're looking at where to start, guys, this is where I put my money anyway. This is where I did put my money. And even though we vape very expensive equipment, we could still go out with this around our neck and be more than satisfied.
I will be happily using that when I go out drinking.
There you go. That is exactly what we think is the starting. That is exactly how we think we were going to use this. Is basically to take it out with you. It's one of them things that's so small that it's just not going to be obstructive, and people aren't going to ask too many questions. A lot of people are bothered by sort of the looks you get when you're using something like this and just wafts of vapor come out. And some people do give you funny looks now and again.
We get them daily.
I get them all the time. But ignorance.
Is bliss.
Well, yeah, well, for them, maybe not. But yeah, it's definitely worth a buy, and it's definitely worth a go. If you are a smoker looking at this kit, just put your fags down, get your order in, and get it done.
Just don't forget, guys, JacVapour.com. It will be up that side, and it will be down there in the link, so you can go straight to the website.
We'll even link you straight to this particular kit if that's what you'd like us to do, and you can navigate anything else you like yourself.
Yeah, we'll drop 2 links down, one to the main website and one to the actual kit for you. Makes it a little bit simpler for you.
Just remember to chuck on your couple of bottles of juice to get you going, because that's not included. But for $39.99, I wouldn't expect it to be. To be honest with you, this is a very nice performing, very well priced bit of kit. I think we're done on this, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are.
I think we are done on this. Okay, guys.
Definitely very surprised about this kit.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we have reviewed kits recently that are exactly the same as this, but in 510, that were 3.7, and we said that they were very good. This is just a very good piece of kit in general, no matter what it is. But this one in particular is shining a little bit, and
mainly because of that battery.
The battery is
it's the 4.2 battery. It's amazing.
It is very good, and it is so tiny. It honestly is so small. It's about an inch and a half big. I actually haven't ever seen a battery this big.
This small.
This big. Well, yeah, this big or this small, however you put it. But yeah, I haven't actually. And the fact that it's 4.2 just is really cool. Really, really cool. I'm very, very impressed with this kit. I think we're done for the second time.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Mr. Proton. This has been The Worm. Catch you soon.
See you soon, guys.